So let's take a look at the different modes for the animation control for the sprite. The first one we have is birth, and this basically randomly assigns a sprite to the particle when it's born, and then that particle continues to use that sprite for the duration of its life. So you can see as we step forward frame by frame, the particle gets assigned the sprite, and we keep using that as we move forward. Age. This will basically link the particle sprite animation to the actual particle age. So in this case, as we move forward, you can see the actual each specific particle is incrementing as it gets older. Absolute. This kind of locks the actual image sequence sprite used with the actual timeline. So all the particles use the same sprite, and as we move through different frames, they get updated with that actual sprite number. Age percentage. So this links the sprite animation with the particle based on its age percentage. So let's just play this back. So you can see at the beginning the particles are using some of the earlier image sequences. As we get to the end, it approaches 100, which is the end of the actual image sequence. So that's a typical mode when you want to progress through the animation of your sprite. Let's just zoom in here in case you can't see it because of the compression. Random. This essentially assigns a random sprite to the particle, and then it continues to use that randomly assigned sprite for the duration. Variation. This is sort of a completely random mode, so the particles get assigned a random sprite at every frame. So you can see as we change, each particle is getting a different image sequence at every frame. And the last mode we have is render time. And this basically allows you to use the render tree to determine how the sprite sequence gets handled. So it essentially pushes the decision making from the actual p-type to the actual render tree.